Hello, everyone. So we're back, and yes, earlier we got the chance to, especially our ambassador here, which is Eleanor Gazzetta, was able to talk with Mr. Scott Harrell, which is one of our valued authors here with Readers Mag, and it's actually a good thing because what we heard earlier, the discussion about Scott Harrell's book is very interesting, it's very captivating. From the title itself, Moon Love. So yeah, we'll be doing some quick recap on how we understand the book, and of course, right? Yeah, the experiences of the author, the inspiration behind him creating this book.
And that right now is actually there's also a live book.
That's right.
Is this author going on with or Mr. Scott Run? So
That's right.
if you want to check it out, you can also check it the live book of Mr. Scott Run.
That's right. So, same thing. He will be talking about his book, inspired him to write, and of course, most importantly, you will also get the chance to know more about him being an author. So, yep, you can check that one in our other live booth sessions. So just check him out. Yeah.
So the other interviewer earlier, moderator was Ali Gonzata was the one who it's another interaction with authors. It's a lot. Actually, we're trying to give a lot of our authors more interaction along, like author to author rather than like author and interviewers because authors can relate a lot better than readers. We're
Right.
kind of like readers only, so we can relate to the authors. But sometimes there's parts when they're talking to their book that maybe it's a little bit hard for us to
Right.
understand. So having author interviewing an author is actually one of the good things that we can give to
Exactly.
authors because they can talk more, express more, and relate more, and like give more content to our readers and actually audience.
Yeah, that's exactly the answer. That's actually correct. Getting the chance to interact with the same, having that same platform,
Yes.
having that specific cause and agenda, also creating book, and yes, they can really relate to each other that much.
Yes.
Especially, these type of person creating the stories, creating books. What are the tips that they may have? What are the things that they can advise to each and every, yeah, to each other. So yeah, that would be such a really good interaction, and I know that Ellie is also happy with that, and of course us too, because we get the chance to have discover a lot of things about Mr. Scott Harrell's book, and it's very interesting.
Yeah, it's actually really interesting, especially the ones who are really interested throughout like scientific things and space and solar system. Because Scott Farrell's book, Moonlight, is talking about, of course, the moon itself.
That's right.
And I mean, like, it's actually all about our moon because there's a lot of moon in our solar system right now. Like there's moons of the Jupiter, there's a lot of moons of other.
That sounds very interesting though.
Yeah, there's a lot of like there's moons for Mars and stuff, but Scott Farrell's book is actually talking about specifically our own moon, and actually he said that our moon doesn't have any other name. It's just moon. Like other like um moon, like the moons of like other planets has their own actual name. So I mean, who named moon moon?
Right.
I mean, that's a question also. But yeah, for Mr. Cottrell's book, you can learn a lot more about the moon, exploring the moon, how like how we went to the moon, like which countries, what people, who, or like if you're really interested about the moon, because he was talking about like discovering the moon, like around the moon, because we have the side of the moon that we haven't discovered yet, like the dark side.
Exactly. Right. There's a lot of things that need to be discovered. And this type of book, or this kind of book, now see, it's actually a good platform for those who are very interested when it comes to space exploration. That's right. And when it comes to like especially talking about science, technologies nowadays, this can really help, especially with kids out there, who's very interested to like travel, space exploration, let's say, because it's very common to kids, right? Want to know more about, galaxy into space. So yeah, this is really a good book.
Because a lot of kids actually dream about going to like
Exactly.
I'm not one of those kids, but I mean, when a lot of kids, not just now, but before actually, like when staring at the sky, you can see stars, you can see the moon, like it's following me all the time. Like there's a question like when you walk and then you look up and like, it's still there. And then you go,
Still there.
yeah. I mean, even
It's
if
the same exact thing that you're keep on changing places, but why is the moon still on that
same,
specific place?
yeah. Scholar else look at can talk about that also. So for the ones who are also aspiring to be maybe astronauts,
Astronauts, right.
who wants to discover it, who wants to land in the moon like Neil Armstrong?
To be a member of NASA. So yeah,
Yes.
I know this is really going to be a great help. This kind of book.
This will give you a lot of information about what you want to know about the moon. How you can maybe go to the moon, or which people you want to like go with, or maybe try to talk to, or what you're going to be researching about the moon. Because if you really like it, I mean, there's a lot of like even Russia. Actually, Scott Farrell's book is talking about also not just in the U.S. the exploration of the U.S. of the moon, but also talking about the Russian China's exploration about the moon. Because there's a lot of things like China has an advanced technology, Russia also is one of the leading. Like this free flower nation is actually
That's okay, Elsie.
sorry. No, but this actually is like the top three powerful, like I mean, like the powerhouse for like technology is advancing right now. U.S., China, and Russia. So it's not really surprising that they are aiming to. I mean, they are aiming to discover more of the moon, because I think they're and what we have still like known about the moon is the only part that we can see. Like we have the side that we can see of the moon, but we haven't seen the backside of the moon. Like,
Right.
even though
There's really a lot of discovery in this book.
yes, there's a lot of
And also, one of the most inspiring things that about this book of Mr. Scott Harrell's book is he created this book based on his experience as well, by simply traveling, being on the mountains, which is very a science lover,
looking at the stars,
right.
staring at nowhere. But I mean, that's one of the good things. Because of those kind of people, actually, that's why we discover a lot of things. So I mean, like Mr. Scott Harrell has been in a 40 or more
20 plus 40, right?
Yeah, more than 40 plus, more than 40 countries or no. I mean, I wish I can even. I wish I can travel at least like 2 countries.
Mr. Scott Harrell is a very adventurous person, right?
Yeah, he is actually for like traveling 40 countries in his lifetime and like experiencing all this stuff, all these things that different, because every country has their own different culture, different things. I mean, I think that's also one of the reasons how we get inspired on doing this. Because I mean, in every part of the world, I think every person has their own knowledge about the moon and like about how you look at the moon.
Right.
And there's a lot of different things.
Exactly, Nancy. And you know what? This is actually one of the reasons why this book is really captivating. And as for showing here, because I did actually check some information about this book earlier, and good thing that we're get a lot of. I mean, Mr. Scott Harrell was able to get a lot of positive feedback coming from the reviewers, because again, there's a lot of people who's really interested to know more about moon, and it's not just about having that one kind of presence, but I do think that this kind of book is also is also advocating like a specific cause, especially about the future, right? Especially right now that we're hearing a lot of, we're hearing a lot of news that's talking about the moon. People can really be there because there's a plan already, growing, right? So we might not know. Maybe let's say 10 years now. You wanted to leave in the moon, Elsie?
I'll try to say if let's see. Let's see if the situation gets any better here. But if they offer me a lot of money to go to the moon, then
why not?
Why not?
That's right.
A lot of options. But yeah, with Cultural book, they actually talk about also like a little bit about Mars, because Mars is actually one of the like places that we think that maybe we can live on. Yeah, like people are like people are intelligent people. I mean. Exactly. And also, like they're trying
that curiosity, right?
The curiosity of people, like they're trying to discover a lot more than just like the other planet that is besides Earth right now, like the other side of Mars. If we can live there, maybe not. But they're trying to discover, because also they're trying also to like build up more on the moon. They're trying to put a lot more active stations there permanently because we have been exploring the moon for a long time now since the first man who landed the moon actually. So there's still a lot more things we need to discover, even though we
Right.
have been like how many years have it's been discovering the moon, but we still studied just a little bit part of it.
Right.
So
And there's actually a part of this book that really talks about, discussion to also provide a thorough knowledge about the moon. So this is really a great book. Such an interesting book, Mr. Scott Harrell, and we're very happy and glad as well that we have given this, privilege to also have us to be one of the bridge to let the
yeah.
people know that this kind of book does really exist.
Yes,
Right.
a lot of things, or maybe it will help like college students,
Mhm.
even like
Absolutely, for
like
students right now.
yes, for students who are really really interested or into like this kind of things, like discovering like the space.
Hmm.
Because a lot of like college, not just college, but a lot of people right now are actually really interested on what's going on, like the outer space, the Milky Way,
Exactly.
outside of Earth, what's happening, like because we have a lot of things going on, like right, we have social media, like we can see a lot before, like we can only imagine like what will happen if I go to another.
Right.
Like there's a lot of things going on with that one, but because of social media now, we can see like, oh, okay, that's
Mhm.
how the other country looks like.
Right.
That's how it's gonna be like if I go there. But for the moon, it's quite a little bit far for us, so a lot of people are starting to get interested with it. Like trying, maybe there's gonna be a space shuttle that is for traveling
Yeah,
purposes,
absolutely.
tourism purposes. I hope so in the near future, and I'm still alive. And we can
That's
try.
right.
Maybe we can have a tourist.
And this is exactly the reason why we are very thankful of the, how technology works
Yes.
nowadays. Because if you're going to ask me now, if given the chance to live in the moon or to live in a different, let's say, planet,
Yeah.
then yeah, why not? As long as there's technology, as long as there's food in there,
Food, water,
yeah,
Wi-Fi,
I think it can live.
food, water, Wi-Fi.
Especially when we say a new environment,
Yeah.
and that would be great because right now I can tell that Earth is,
A little
let's say
bit on the
slowly,
downside.
right.
Yes, but
So it's hard to say, but somehow it's slowly dying. But I know that um,
we're trying.
we're trying our best to really, live up. We're really need to save the Earth, right?
Before we try to go to another like another planet, let's try to live in the Earth.
Correct. Absolutely right. That's why we are very thankful as well to our, of course, scientists, technology
Yeah.
nowadays. It really did, help a lot of people to really, to really come up with this positive
Yes.
outcome. To also make sure that they can provide this message to the people
Yes.
to really do better things in order for us to make sure that we can save our planet.
Yes. That's
Because of
also
course we love people, right? Right.
for that one thing for people who want to like really read like about discovering things. This actually is good as a recommendation because we can learn a lot more, not just like the moon, but actually there's a part of space that she actually talks about a lot also,
Mhm.
and to also to discover more, like to write more, to discover a lot of things about not just like the moon, the Mars, and everything, but also discovering about yourself. So maybe you're actually really interested in this kind of things, and you will become one of the scientists that can build like can become one of the person who can build like houses in the moon.
Exactly. That's really sound interesting, Elsie. And you know what? Actually, when I was a kid, I also dreamed of like going to different planets, especially when this discussion we have from our, teachers way back in,
Yes, yes.
especially in elementary days, right?
Yes, of course. You know,
Very
just
interesting to have.
happen,
Uh
just happen in the school like I'm gonna ride a rocket ship.
huh. Right. A rocket ship. We might not know. Maybe one of these days, right?
One of these days, if I have
It would really be a dream come true to be in, in another planet.
but first thing I wish is will be the same as Scott Farrell to have 40 countries that we visited.
Right. Oh my God.
One first. That's the first dream
Mhm.
we need to make.
to travel to different,
yes, countries, and after that, I think Scott Harrell had a lot of because he already traveled like 40
exactly.
countries. I think he got tired looking at other people, and he wanted to discover other parts
Right.
of the earth. Because I think he already like went around the globe,
Mhm.
and he already got like, okay, I had enough of
Right.
earth. Let's
And
try
you
and
know
go
what?
to this.
One of the good things why he really loves to travel to different, different places, different countries, is because it's not just about him giving or providing himself like a stress reliever, but it's also
Yes.
again discovering something to
Yes.
so that he can also share it with other people. That hey, I have discovered that this place have like these and this stuff, and you know what? We can. It's very useful
Yes.
somehow, right? To discover
based on-
things from a different places that you can
Yeah.
also share it to others for your own knowledge. Wow, I like that.
I actually
So that's really a purpose of him traveling. It's not just about, hey, I wanted to go there, I wanted to go and
yes.
have the luxury of
Like, I mean,
everything.
just like what we said earlier, everything has their own purpose and their reason. So yeah, that's why he traveling around the world. Like I mean, I think it started just for an adventure, but then ended up like being part of what he likes to do.
Right.
Like Mr. Scott Harrell was actually not related to like moons, and he was actually a civil engineer who
Right.
like services. He has their construction services, but then he discovered about having this kind of inspiration. Being able to go to the moon is also really fascinating.
Yeah.
I mean, how it would be really nice, like to look like when you're at the moon to look at the earth, like oh, this is actually this is how it looks like. I mean, it's different when you're inside, and it's different when you're outside.
Sure.
And you don't know, maybe Earth is flat. A lot
Right.
of people are trying to say a lot of Earth is flat. So if you can go to the moon, then you can prove them wrong.
We might really know, yeah. But you know what, Nancy? For me, because I also like traveling, and yes, it's really fun that you also get the chance to also
Yes.
discover a lot of things, the different things coming from each place that you've been to. Especially, let's say, for example, especially if you wanted to, if you will be given the chance to travel to a different country, let's say India, we know that India's foods are very exotic.
And very exotic.
Right. And you know
Very
what? It's
exotic.
very interesting. I mean, there's a lot of people that would really say a lot of negative things about India,
Yes,
especially with
because
their food.
it's also
But
really
hey, I tell you what, Nancy, it's actually Gordon Ramsay's
favorite.
one of the, his favorite cuisine, Indian food. Yes,
I mean,
that's why I'm very interested to try that one.
Actually, Indian cuisine is actually really nice. I have tasted some of the Indian cuisine that here in
Yeah, right.
here in our place.
Uh-huh.
And actually it's really good, but there's a lot of things going on in your mouth. It's just spiciness.
Yeah.
I mean,
Because of the spices, right?
I mean, if it's in the restaurant, well, there's a lot of negative things going on with the Indian food because of how exotic it is prepared. Also,
That's right.
exotically prepared.
Uh-huh.
Very exotic. So that's why
I think that's also one of the things that's why people are very curious to really taste that kind of food, because it's how
they
it's prepared.
prepared concept. But I think that's how it makes it more tasty.
Uh-huh. Exactly.
A lot of sweat and tears along with it. That's why it's better tasted because the hard work of the person who's preparing it, the tears.
Right. See, this is actually one of the reasons why, it's very interesting to really travel, to, have that adventure so that you will be given the chance to have that experience, so that you can also share to others. And of course, the discovery, right?
Discovering
the knowledge.
The knowledge, not to judge anyone.
Uh-huh.
But I mean, at least if you go to different countries, even though like you're a lot of things going on social media, you can see all of it already. But it's still different when you go there because when you see it on social media, you can say that maybe it's not like this, maybe it's like that. Like sometimes in social media they will let you see the good stuff. Sometimes they will let you see the bad stuff.
That's right.
But you need to experience it yourself so you can tell if it's really true. Like I mean, you cannot see really.
That's right. There's really this thing called, benefit of the doubt, right?
Yes, all the time. A lot of times. That's why actually one of the things, like even my goal is actually like traveling a lot of countries. I mean, not 40 countries at this, like Mr. Scott Harrell, because I think I don't have the energy, maybe, or the money yet.
Yes.
For that thing.
Exactly.
But at least
that's one of the issue there.
but a lot of things going on. Like I really want to like try and travel. Maybe even like the nearest countries that are near our place. Like even I want to travel also the islands that near our places also at first, and then after that, trying to travel on places that I
Yeah.
haven't been.
Especially here in Asia, we have like a lot of
Places,
a lot of places, a lot of business scenarios that is very wonderful, especially our beaches here.
But ain't
Well,
sure.
and of course the people. I love the people in our country.
Of course,
Yeah.
everyone loves the people in the country. That's why a lot of other foreign countries come to our country
Mhm.
because they love our people.
That's right. Exactly.
You know,
I would
you know,
totally agree.
there's really
True. Of course. That's what it's showing. Uh-huh.
showing. But yes, traveling is actually one of the a lot of people. It's like really not just easy, but it's actually quite really good right now because it's a bit easier to travel in different countries, not just like before. I mean, when like on the times with my mom, my dad, and stuff, it's quite really hard to travel in other countries when you don't have an employer, when you don't have people you know there.
Exactly. You don't have that connection.
Yes, you have connection. But right now, if you have the money and like the energy to go, then you can go anywhere. It's there.
Exactly.
It's easier right now. So I mean, that's why a lot of people are traveling right now, and that's like one of my goals. Maybe I can travel 14 plus countries just like Mr. Scottrell and discover myself that I really actually like the stars and I want to go to the stars. Yes.
Yeah.
Just like how we discover.
Is the stars really stars? Because I'm not really sure because they, I've been hearing a lot of stuff, especially like this that they've been telling that stars is not actually stars shape, but it's actually a oval or let's say circle.
Yeah, I think actually study.
And that's actually the thing that we wanted to discover.
Yeah, I mean, what they said, the sun is also a star, but it's just near us. The stars that we see is actually really like a million light years away. That's why we only see like a little bit of dots, and that's why we call it stars. But I don't know who made like the stars.
Right.
But yeah, I mean,
we really need help from Google.
and
We're gonna check that one later on.
Yes, and also you can also try and discover like the same books as Mr. Scottrell.
Exactly.
With Luck, you can discover a lot of things just like this. And you can also get it on Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com, and you can also check his website, Scottrell.com, and you can discover more about him and more about his book. And if you're really interested, on to the book.
Exactly. And you know what? As what we have mentioned earlier, Nelsie, again, this kind of book is really a good way to again discover a lot of things, especially with the kids out there, right?
Yes.
Especially when you have a family member who's also into space exploration, then this is really going to be a great gift. Especially, it's already the season.
Season of giving.
That's right.
It's only a few days, a few weeks away for the season of giving and loving and everything.
Right.
Yes.
So this is going to be a great book. So you can grab a copy of Scottrell's book. Again, that's available on Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, and of course, his website,
Scottrell.com. www.scottrell.com. You can discover a lot of things.
I think I might also need this. Don't you think so?
Probably. We actually need it. Maybe there's a lot of inspirational things that we can maybe discover how to go to foreign countries.
Right. Maybe it's also in there, right?
Yes, because I mean it talks a lot about discovering it and how to search. Because I mean, how like a lot of like the space stations and stuff like the NASA, the SpaceX, the European Space Agency. I think that's like the people or the companies that are actually who want to go to if you're really, really interested in going to the moon. Like if you want to fly high butterfly to the moon, then probably you can try and like search for those things and try to get like Scottrell to move up so you can discover and know more about it. Like do your research if you really want to do so. Because actually this is a really good book for like scientific things. There's not a lot like right now in the industry, there's not a lot of books talking about like scientific things. Like a lot of books are talking more about like love, romances. So having this book like this, like teaching teaching people, inspiring people, letting people know about like specific things, stars, and like realistic things that we are actually seeing here right now in our surroundings. Actually, one of the good things also. Because I mean, it's real.
Right. Even if it's just science fiction, let's say, but again, I know that this thing still really exist, especially why because why it's discovered in the first place, right? So yeah, this is very interesting. And you know what, Nancy, if I would be given the chance to really spoke with to really speak with Mr. Scott Harrell, I would definitely ask him what are the, advantages and disadvantages of like learning these kind of stuff, especially when it comes to traveling, right?
Yeah.
Because for me myself, I mean, I'm also into traveling, but not quite that much because there's a lot of hassle that's been going on, especially when prepared things. So
Prepare things.
yeah,
Like
I want to travel. It's just that, hey, traveler, can you come with me? I mean,
yeah.
yeah, I'm okay.
Just like I love music, but the music hates me. Like I want to sing, but I cannot sing.
That's why it's everything is really not meant for everybody.
But I mean, if you can work on it, then you can do it. It doesn't matter. Like a lot of singers, not a lot of singers, but there's a lot of social media artists right now. Even though they cannot sing, they'll try to sing, and if there's a lot of technology that can help you with that. Actually, like, you can just like one click, and then oh my god, and
do some edits there.
just like traveling. I mean, even if you don't like to travel, and if you have a lot of things like if you can like search in the internet, like there's a lot of things that will like before there's no internet, there's no social media.
Right.
If you want to travel, you need to book your flight onto like an office. After that, when you go there, you need to like find a place to stay, buy food. But right now, it's really much easier because one place that you can like where you want to stay, just click it, book it, pay for it. That's it. If you want to like book for a flight, just click, find the date.
Exactly. There's a lot of travel agencies that are already offering that kind of service, especially creating a lot of platforms for the traveler to be easier for them to travel. Right, exactly. And also, just like me, who's also struggling when it comes to traveling, even if I'm prepared for like 1 week ahead of the travel, I'm still very exhausted. And hey, what are the things that I need to prepare? It's a good thing that we have social media right now because I get the chance to also
find hacks.
Yeah,
that's like
have some tips. Right,
yeah, there's a lot of things like when you're traveling, at least like you can discover like if you're tired of like trying to discover where should I go, where should I do the best. At least there's like a lot of traveling agencies that there's a lot of traveling agency that can help you discover like let's just go to these places. Like they will just offer you like this. So actually in the near future there will be a traveling agency for me. So we can travel on the moon hopefully in my lifetime. At least. At least in my lifetime.
But you know what, Elsie, if I may ask, what would be your dream place to be at, to be with?
In my dream place, it's probably not specifically in
or country yet.
Country probably depends because I'm actually like a fanatic of like animation stuff. So it's just a place. I'd rather have my place included from everything. Like as long as I have food, internet, water, electricity, I would probably I love to be in the moon. So, like it's secluded, I was there, and I can be with my cats maybe something like that. That's the best place to be with. So like everyone was actually like interested with cultural, so just give it a go and try and read it because it's actually really inspirational also to the ones who really love science and a lot of things. And actually after this session we'll be also having another live good author feature and it will be
with Miss Lakeisha Townsend. So same thing everyone, she will be discussing her book, what is it all about, her being an author and what inspired her to write his book. And again, on the other side of this live session, we actually have Ms. Napastorm with the Itinerant who's also online. And yeah, I'm sorry, Mr. Scott Ron. I do apologize for that. Mr. Scott Ron is also another live session. And yes, if you wanted to know more about them, then just check our Reader's Magnet page, the Festival of Storytellers page to get to know more about that.
Yes. And if you can leave a comment for Ms. Lakeisha Townsend for her live booth, you can also ask her a lot of questions and know more about her. And then within like while having the live booth interview, there will be also a pre-recorded session for Miki Geiger, and you can know
one of
more
our
about
valued authors here.
one of our valued authors. She will be, we will be playing her pre-recorded sessions for an hour, and you can discover more about her. And after that, there will be a speed networking again, and speed networking will be having you discover and connect a lot more people. This has the same um, connection, have the same things that you like. So if you are interested, you can also go to that.
Yes, that's right. And again, everyone, from our viewers out there who wanted to know more about our author, this is your chance to get the chance to interact with them, to ask questions. So, yep, check them on our Festival of Storytellers page, and of course, on the readersmagnets.com website.
And we will still be here, and yes, we will be talking again about our authors later. So still tune in.
See you later, guys.